What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for watching the show. Wanted to talk to you about our friends over at Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching sports. This app is really easy to use. You just pick more or less on a few player stats, and you could win up to 1,000 times your cash on a single lineup. Best of all, Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. Win or lose, you'll get $50 for playing. Use the promo code PFF and download the app now. Bengals pick is in, and it is very on par with what they have done on the offensive line, now just on the defensive line, drafting Shemar Stewart, the pass rusher from Texas A&M, right? I mean, think about it. You got Orlando Brown, who you pay the money to, and you bring in to play offensive tackle. You draft Demarius Mims just because he's too dang big for you to pass up. And here's Shemar Stewart. We talked about the production. It's not quite there yet, but it's hard to pass on a player who is as physically gifted as he is.
He had the best pre-draft process, I think, of any prospect in this year's draft. He was the highest graded player in the Senior Bowl. He had a basically perfect combine. He was an unbelievable combine. You see some of the highlights from the Senior Bowl right here. 6'5", 267 pounds, 96th percentile vertical, 98th percentile broad jump, 91st percentile 10-yard split, 90th percentile 40-yard dash. So I get, yes, the pass rush production isn't there, but you see some of the reps right here against some all-star offensive tackles. There is a lot to unlock there with Shemar Stewart. He's already a great run defender as well. He's the most physically gifted edge rusher we have in this draft.
Yeah, and I think Chris said it right. If we could just add anything to the arsenal and teach him how to rush the passer, this is the type of big home run swing the Bengals needed to take, right? I feel that way about two teams in the latter half of this first round, the Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. They need to take a swing, a big home run swing to raise the ceiling on this defense, and especially if they do get to keep Trey Hendrickson. I think Stewart's a great complement to Hendrickson. Hendrickson, the dynamite pass rusher. Stewart, another guy like Mykel Williams. Great run defense production. There's no question about that. His size and length are a monster in run defense, especially for Al Golden. I think bringing a lot more four-man fronts to this defense than Lou Anarumo did. He liked to get a lot in 5 down on early downs, but I think the way that this is where I was curious about Al Golden coming in to run this defense is what type of players does he want coming in here?
He's going to bring pressure, man. That's who he is.
Exactly, and you can bring Stewart, you can bring him down inside into that 4-eye technique. He's played over the tackle and even inside before at A&M and all those alignments, and that's part of the reason he didn't get all those sacks because he was moving around all the time.
But the other part of this thing is, when you think about Trey Hendrickson, and who led the league 17 sacks, 17 and a half, something like that. But basically didn't have anybody else. I mean, Sam Hubbard now no longer with the team. I think officially retired. Mike Hilton, Von Bell on the back end. The feeling in Cincinnati was that all three of those guys sort of hit the wall at the same time. And so when you think about the year that Hendrickson had, to lead the NFL in sacks with basically not another threat over there, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see them come back to the defensive line as well and get inside at the tackle position and just try and really shore that up.
So many of them in this draft.
I mean, is Myles Murphy just done now in Cincinnati? I mean, you drafted him a couple of years ago. He's literally the same exact archetype that Shemar Stewart is. You just drafted his replacement.
He just hasn't done anything.
That's what I'm saying, though. So it's like, okay, you lose Hubbard. I think with this pick, you're basically saying
they're admitting they whiffed on it.
I think so.
Yeah,
because they're going to play. Those players would say that we'd play the same position,
right?
Unless you are having Myles Murphy gain more weight and try to play him inside, right?
Yeah,
which he can. I mean, he's big enough where that could be the case, but I think there was a chance for him to be their edge rusher this year, and I just don't know what you do with him now.
I think it's another player you can see traded by the end of the weekend. Honestly, it depends because he's not tied to Al Golden, right? That's the thing is Golden coming in here. They're going to tell him, hey, get the players that you want, and whoever you think should play. And look, there's not much on Murphy's 2 years of tape that says he should be a starter on that team.